Okay. So Renaissance period, okay? So yeah, it means rebirth. But the question is, rebirth of what? Oh, sige, that's the question. Renaissance, rebirth of what? What is being reborn? Meaning, nana sa una, gianak og otro. Reborn, rebirth. Sige. Kuan siya, i-explain siya. Kasi may classical humanism di ay. What is it that the artists during the Renaissance period wanted to be reborn? It's like revival. Oh, lagi, revival for the classics. Revival of the classics. So, what is it that they want to revive? Rebirth of art. Sige, specify. Unsa ilang gina-revive? Whose art? Whose art? Okay, nana. Okay. Rebirth of great days of ancient Greece and Rome. Okay? Spelling. Capitalization. Ay, English man ta. I cannot accept that. Kay kuan man. Huh? English class, so we are after. Okay. Oh, sayang. Oh, nana. Na-correct na. Revive the great days of ancient Greece and Rome, Oliverio. Okay. Kaya ganiya, sayang kaayo, Lara, ha? Kaya your Greece and Rome are small letters. Oh, and then these are, saan ba ya? Proper nouns. These are names of places. So, capital G, capital R. Okay? Marion, you will get the 1 point. Sige lang. Dagan pa the question. Dagan yung tough not sure yung Marion dito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points. Okay. Okay. So, revival of the classics. And what are these classics? Classical Greece, classical Rome. So, if you look at Aphrodite of Melos, we can see them earlier and also discussed lower. You see their proportion and balance, and you have the contrapposto style. What is contrapposto, be? What is contrapposto style? Muna ilang gi-revive dayon. Ano na contrapposto? Okay, what's contrapposto style? Which is found in Renaissance period, pero that originally came from the classical Greeks. What's contrapposto? Those who haven't participated. Okay. Describe a person standing awake on 1 foot. Okay, sige. I can accept this one, no? So the weight is placed on 1 foot while the other foot is relaxed. So that, hindi siya standing straight na stiff tayo ba na, no? Kaya ang isa na weight dire. Okay? Okay, na-ikan ba? Relax kaya isa katiil. Okay? That's contrapposto or counterpost. Okay? So if you take a look na page 89, no? Take a look at page 89, ha? Look at the way David stands. No? So there's a 1.4 pabayo here, ha? Okay. Contrapposto. So take a look at how David, no, written or made by Donatello. 1 foot has the weight. Kanang foot niya nga doon sa sword, okay? While the other foot is bent. Na-bend ang isa katiil, okay, ang isa kani. And so with David by Michelangelo, okay? The foot, no, 1 foot has the weight kaning isa diri, if you are facing, no, this one, no? So, kani siya na foot here, no? This is where the weight is, when the other one is relaxed, okay? So that's contrapposto, and so the waist then is slightly twisted, okay? So, na siya. So they wanted to revive that because in the Middle Ages, wala, stiff kaayo ang mga sculptures, no? They look lifeless. So as much as possible, they wanted to portray lifelike sculptures. Then we have here Mona Lisa, no? And What is that technique used by Da Vinci in Mona Lisa? Shading. Shading effect. So in the video that I presented, if Mona Lisa, I mean, if Da Vinci were alive today, he would be a great makeup artist. So what is that technique used by Da Vinci? Okay, correct. Miss Dabatian, sfumato technique. Okay. Miss Dabatian got it right. Okay. So 3 points na, tanan, total Miss Dabatian. Okay? So, sfumato, shading ba? There are no sharp outlines. And the beauty with Mona Lisa painting, ano sikat yung ganyan siya. As sikat ani, no? It's because of this time, photography was not yet invented. And as they say, Da Vinci was able to capture that moment when a person is about to smile. The moment na hapit na siya mo-smile, about to smile, ana ang na-capture. Okay? So, wala po may photography at nga time. So we see Mona Lisa here, not fully smiling. Kahit wala na siya nag-smile, but about to smile. Okay? And you have the shading part, no? Kung paano pa siya, kung makeup artist pa ni si Da Vinci, paano siya, maayo siya sa highlights and contour, no? So, look at Mona Lisa. Look at the painting, di ba? Ang side di ba kita ang side ni Kuan, Mona Lisa. Nahikinana, no? Darken diri ang side, no? Contour and highlight. Okay, so highlight din dito kita na rahayag contour dahil para ana ang face ni Mona Lisa. So that's the invention of Kuan, that's the invention of Leonardo da Vinci, the sfumato technique. Okay? And actually Mona Lisa here is wearing a veil. Na si Bilo. But the veil and the hair blend, no? They blend. You don't really see, asa yun ang veil, diri? And so the hair also and the veil blends with the landscape. No? So ang sfumato is blending siya, blending technique in the brush. Okay. And then also page 91, no, we have the Last Supper by Da Vinci. So, yeah, we have the 12 apostles, and this is the time when Jesus announced that somebody would betray him. And you see that the use of lighting here, it's at the back of Christ, and Christ becomes the center, no? If you have the perspective, you know, kanang bitang like melting point ba? Kanang point siya. It's like where the points will meet, no? It's in the head of Christ, and it tells us the lighting at the back. And, you know, it looks daytime, but, you know, it's Last Supper, no? The evening siya. Diba? So this is the source of light at the back. But you also notice that if you are a Catholic or a Christian, during Good Friday, usually it's the full moon. Didn't you notice that? Huh? Paintings about Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, full moon. Huh? So probably kanito na it's the Last Supper. After this one, idakop na ba si Jesus, no? So we are reminded of the Good Friday, which we just celebrated, no? Early this month, April. Okay. So kana siya, no? Perspective is used by Da Vinci so that there is depth in the background. Ay kalalumon, no? You see that at the back. Okay. Page 92, which is creation of Adam. Okay? So the fingers of Adam and God do not touch. Okay? And there are interpretations here that God could be giving something to Adam. And it could be intellect. It could be intellect as visualized in the brain, no? In the background of God here, that resembles the human brain. So the biographer of Michelangelo, named Vasari, did not write anything about it. Not Michelangelo intended it to be the human brain, but it was only in 1990, okay, that there was this doctor who said that it can be the human brain. So the next question, who is that doctor? Who is that doctor who claimed that The background outlining God and the angels resembles the human brain. Who is that, doctor? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Waga. Wedmark Waga got it right. Okay. Franklin, did that as correct spelling ba ha? Franklin Nesberger. Let us see if it's correct spelling. Okay. Okay, 1 point for Mr. Waga. Yeah. So Dr. Franklin Nesberger wrote na it's the human brain because he was a neurosurgeon. As they say, he got bored reading medical books in the library, so he started opening a book on art, and that's what he saw. And prior to 1990, nobody said that. No, it's the human brain. Huh? That's why they say, yeah, probably it's the human brain because Michelangelo studied human anatomy in the morgue. At that time, no, Renaissance period, it was forbidden for people to study dead bodies, no, or cadavers. So Da Vinci so well, Michelangelo, would sneak out to the hospital morgue to study human anatomy. So no wonder when they made their sculptures, their paintings, lifelike with Gayo, like the kuan katong David, no, David by kuan Michelangelo, the brows, no, dili po no, the forehead of kuan of David, no, ano with Gayo, and you look at the veins here, no, klaro kay mga ugat-ugat, no? Because they studied human anatomy. All right. So, so we talked about scomato technique. Okay. The writing. Oh, let's have the song. Okay. The song sung by Nat King Cole. Okay. Mona Lisa, men have named you. Okay. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. So I asked the group to relate the song Mona Lisa by Nat King Cole to the painting. Okay. Go to page 97 of your textbook. Okay. Mona Lisa, men have named you. Okay. This is one sentence. Okay, this is a sentence. So in a sentence, diba, we have a subject, we have a verb. Okay. What is the subject in the sentence and what is the verb? Okay. In the first line, page 97, Mona Lisa, men have named you. So what is the subject and what is the verb? I'll wait for your answers. Huh? You label. This word is the subject, this word is the verb. Dapat complete verb. Ha? Complete. Ha? Complete. So 1 point lang na sila. Okay? Meaning 1/2 ang subject. I mean, complete din dapat yung answer. Ha? Complete. Oh, complete. Complete dapat ang verb. If it's a sentence, what is the subject and what is the complete verb? Okay, I think we have a correct answer already, ha? Sige. Yeah, we have already. Oh, you can stop now. You can stop now. Na number not correct, ha? Sige, sige. Balikan ako, ha? Okay. Actually, Mona Lisa is not the subject, ha? Dili mo ang subject. Dili Mona Lisa ang subject sa sentence, ha? Okay. And I said complete verb, kaya, ha? Okay. At 11:52, at 11:52, Crestua wrote here, men is the subject and have named is the verb. Okay. 1 point from Mr. Chua. Ano man, ha? Ano man. Why? My statement earlier was, this is a complete sentence, okay? Mona Lisa, men have named you. What is the subject? What is the verb? Actually, it's like this. It's an example of an inverted sentence, okay? The subject here, men. Men have named you Mona Lisa. Okay? Ana ang kompleto nga sentence, ha? Therefore, the subject is men. Men, they are the doer of the action. Men have named you Mona Lisa. I don't know if you still have this in your high school subject in English. Pero ito, STVO, STVOOC. I don't know if you still have that. But I think this is an example of STVOOC. Okay? Kanang subject, transitive verb, object, object complement. So, object there is you, object complement is Mona Lisa. It's an example of an inverted sentence. So, the sentence is like this. Na ay mga lalaki, men have named you Mona Lisa. Ginganlan kanila og Mona Lisa. But the real name of the girl is not Mona Lisa. Okay? Men have named you Mona Lisa. And I'm saying na have named ang complete verb. It needs the helping verb have. You cannot just say men named you. Not have named. Meaning to say, perfect tense yan. Like it started in the past and still going on up to now. Mo lang perfect tense. Have named. Okay? So, men have named you Mona Lisa. But of course, the real name of that person is not Mona Lisa. Ginanlan na siya Mona Lisa. The question is why? I'm not, I will not let you answer that, huh? So that we will be fast, okay? Ano man siya ginanlan Mona Lisa? Okay? Second line of the song, huh? You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. So who is this lady with the mystic smile? Katong lady in the painting. Katong si Mona Lisa yun. Ang you rin sa second line, you, ikaw, babae. Okay? You are so like the lady. So they are compared, no? So butang taliyang pangalan is Anna or Maria baka, no? Ikaw Anna, you are so like the lady with the mystic smile. So they are the ones being compared. Si Anna is similar to the painting, the girl in the painting Mona Lisa. They are compared. Nga naman, mysterious ang smile. We couldn't understand whether you are really happy or are you tempting us, no? Tama diri oh. Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? So, muna lagi na, ginhanan nila Mona Lisa kung babae, although her real name is not Mona Lisa. Okay? So, they have questions. Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is it a way to hide a broken heart? Broken-hearted ka and you just pretend that you are happy, that you're okay, that's why you smile. We couldn't understand you. No? That's what they are saying. So, men could not understand what the facial expression is all about. Okay? Strangeness, oh, for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile. Okay. Now this line, many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. It's not literal ha nga ang mga damgo gibutang sa pultahan. Okay? Oh, everybody, 2 points. Who can explain? What is the meaning of many dreams have been brought to your doorstep? What does it mean? Tumpak na answer, 2 points. So it requires you to briefly explain also. Make it complete. Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Make it complete, Beyonce. Many dreams have been brought to, what are placed in her doorstep? Literal ng doorstep, pero mga damo gibutang sa pultahan, kasi gid ini. Huh? It means that things that men do for women. Clarify pa yun, clarify pa. What are these things? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Dreams refer to suitors. Ang suitors gidala sa doorstep. Many dreams have been brought. So it's possible na ang mga lalaki, these are the men who are bringing the dreams to your doorstep, pero also gining dreams dire. The dreams of men wanting to pursue her. Ang the dreams of men ilang gibutang sa klaro ha, sa gid ay ni, okay? Or na i-explain sa briefly explain. Men have tried to pursue. Klaro sa many dreams. How do you pursue a woman? Kasi gibutang sa doorstep. Ang dreams nila, many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Sa tumpak na answer pag ano eh? The dreams of women, many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Take note ha, they just lie there and they die there. Meaning, wala nga bali-bali ha. Wala nga dipansin. Dreams refer to, like, kung something that is tangible ba, kasi gibutang sa yung doorstep, many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Many options of men were presented. Specify ko na din. Dreams refer to flowers. Okay, sige, pwede. Oh. Like, ba, when you are, kasi ginabuhat na siguro, no? When you are visiting a woman or you are showing her your, your intention na you like her, so then yung padalhon sa ilaha, diba? Flowers, pwede na. Yeah, I think exactly this one. I want something more specific ba? Diyan, tagaan ta kag dreams. Sige, ay, ha? Di mo kay klaro, ha? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. So, it can be represented by flowers, di ba? It can be represented by chocolates, di ba? Oh. Sige. Yeah. So, I can accept, ha? I can accept flowers, sige. Dreams refer to flowers, sige, waga. Okay. Dreams may also refer to love. O, sige, I can accept that. Sige. Sophia. I will clarify your answer here later. A love of men who want to pursue her, but she is just a work of art, so they are just like her. Ano work of art man siya, na babae man siya. Tinood man siya na babae. Ren. Sige na ni ha. Many dreams, gawa na ba yung istorya ani nga, the dreams may refer to gift that lies there and dies or remains untouched as Mona Lisa could have made use of the naman ni ako naman ni na-accept ganiha no ang kanang mga flowers o sige mana ito pa daw sige anyway inani ha diba we were talking about a real person ha Mona Lisa men have named you kaning you dire mo ning tao okay and her real name is not Mona Lisa. It can be Anna, it can be Maria, it can be Queenie. Pero ginganlan lang siya Mona Lisa sa mga lalaki. Okay? Men have named you Mona Lisa. We're not talking about a work of art. Wala kang say a work of art. I mean, we are talking about a real person, ha? So this woman, this girl, this lady, has similar qualities to the woman in the painting. Here's the qualities na naman. Okay, men could not understand the smile. Nga, do you smile to a lover? Or we could not understand you. You are very strange. That's why you have the line here. For that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile, we could not understand you. Okay, so the persona in the song then tells us that okay, many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. Okay, so sa man di ini kung tagaan nimo siya, it's like offers, no? Love offering. Okay? Offers of love. O, siguro, ako na lang siguro dawaton ng love din sa taas, ha? Love offering. Sige, asa lang to, ha? It means that things that it means that things that men do for women. I clarify lang sa inyo things that men do, ha? It can be love, things of men wanting to pursue. O, sige, I can accept love as first written by Miss Buela. Sige. Okay? Love offerings ba? And, di ba, when you visit a girl, ambot lagi kung mag-visit ka ba mo, or through text na inyong pag-uyab-uyab because of the pandemic. So, you offer flowers, you give chocolates, kind of mga love offerings, so something that's tangible also. Okay? But, this girl did not accept them. Huh? Kanina? They just lie there, referring to what is offered or what are offered. They just lie there and they die there. Meaning, wala gibali-balihan ni sa girl. Okay? That's why the persona is able to ask, are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Kaya nga na nilag Mona Lisa. Are you warm? Kung di ba when you are warm, is pertaining to love. But when you are cold, wala na, distant na kay ka. No? Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Tinuod ba yun ka? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art. So there is a metaphor here that, again, the girl is compared to the woman in the painting. Kay, tungod kay manhid kay ka, tungod kay you don't accept what we are offering to you, you are just like a work of art. Oh, yeah. Are you just or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Na, pareho lagi ka sa painting di ay nga manhid kay ka, pusong bato. Kana pareho na sila nga kanta ha. Manhid ka, pusong bato nga. Wala ba, wala lang. Huh? But of course, there are many reasons, and we don't know the point of view of the girl here. No? Why is it that she's not accepting the love offering? Huh? There are many possibilities, like stick ang parents. If we connect it to our situation, huh? Siguro stick ang parents, or siguro she's not yet ready to love another. Perhaps she was broken-hearted before, huh? Or perhaps she doesn't like the men. Huh? Hindi tayo. Or siguro studies first. Instead of love life, studies first or career first. So wala time for love. There are many possibilities. Or siguro lesbian siya. No? Or siguro she doesn't want to be in a relationship, like she wants to be a nun. Those are many possibilities, no? And we have to acknowledge that in a song, there can be limited point of view. No, we don't hear the voice of the girl because the point of view here comes from the men. Okay, it's their perception about the girl. Okay, so we're not talking about the art here, no, but it's mainly about a girl. It's mainly about a woman who is compared to the woman in the painting. Okay? So, ana ang pag-analyze, ha? So, when you take a look at the lines. Okay. Sige. Move on fast, ha? Okay, basta, pwede na mo manood to din sa inyong mga respective na balay. Okay. So, page 99, you have the return of the prodigal son. So, this is very biblical. Okay? It's based on the parable in the Bible. And when we talk about parable, these are found in the gospel. Okay? So if you're a Catholic, you're familiar with this. So Jesus Christ was telling stories through a parable. And these parables would usually have the representation that you have the relationship of God and men. So here, it's the Father here represents God the Father. And then the Son here represents anybody of us, no? For us sinners. Okay? So, in one of the sermons that I have heard, no, in one of the masses that I have attended, in the Jewish tradition, it's an insult to the father if the son or any child would already ask for his inheritance while the father is still alive. So it was a great insult on the part of the father. So more siyang background, no? So, di ba, also in the Philippines, it's like that, no? When our parents are still alive, don't ask, asa akong mana, asa akong bahin. Because it's an insult to the father or the mother when they are still living. Okay? So more or less we have the same tradition. So it is an insult to the father. However, the father, with all his kindness and all, he gave that to the younger son. Okay? And you know the story. The younger son went to a different place. Iwaldas niya tanan nito, hurot tanan. Women, wine, and all the vices. until he realized that there's nothing. And he could recall that in the house of his father, there is abundance. Hmm? And before realizing that he would go back there, yung gi-rehearse, yung gi-practice, mo siyang isulti sa iyang amahan, saan niyang pagpangayog, sorry, hindi nang gi-practicean, no? Because wala na din siya, he ate with the pigs, no? So whatever is eaten by the pigs, that's what he also ate. And he realizes na dito sa balay sa amahan, grabe ang abundance dito, no? So he rehearsed for whatever it is that he would say to his father. Okay, so right. So when he decided to finally come home, no, amahan po, the father was always waiting. No, he made sure that the lights, no, in their house would be open. No, wala gipalong ang lights so that when the son would come home, he would realize that he is welcome back anytime. So when the father realizes, nanay ang anak, no? Na kasi gawas sa balay, excited to accept the son, no? So here we have the painting. The son, no? Threadbare clothes. We say threadbare, when nipis na kaayo ang clothes sa anak, no? And you look at the portrayal of Rembrandt, upaw na gani ang anak, no? Nalagas ng buhok ba, no? But the father, look at the caressing embrace of the father, no? No, ang isa ka hand niya very motherly, ang isa ka hand fatherly. Okay? Kaya mother, grabe di nakakuha ng mother, no? Welcoming ba. So, although he is a male, he's a man, but the hand, no, one of the hands is portrayed like a woman. No? So, embracing the son, tanawang sandal sa anak, no? Displays na ganyan ang sandal. Okay. Now, also, aside from that, no, you have to take into consideration another important character in the parable and in the painting. You have the older son. You know, there's an anak, no? So it's the younger son who was asking for his inheritance. Now, the older son can also be similar to us. Okay? Ano man, muna siya na tao, nga pintador, okay? Because he told his father na, you know what, father? I was here all along. I was with you. I was supporting you. I didn't ask for my share, but you didn't even give me a single calf ba, CALF, no? To feast on with my friends. Oh my God, mo taga baka diha nga ako lang kanang itihawon para kaunon na mo sa akong mga barkada. No? Mo ni siya klase na tao, pintador, no? In life, we might be like that, no? We might be like that, kwentahan ito na itong Ginoo, no? Na, Lord, na naman Lord, ako sige kong simba, no? Na naman akong silingan din ni, no? Dagaan mo yung grasyo, bagay siya simba-simba, ako Ginoo Lord, sige kong simba, di ba yung anak, we are like that sometimes, no? And that's what the parable is trying to tell us, na tayo isa ka anak din ni, is also a sinner, just like the younger son. No? So, kita, yung anak man ta, no? It can either be nga kita ang younger son, or it can be that we are the older son, na pintahan at ang Ginoo. Okay? But the parable ends there, no? And you see in the painting the facial expression of the older son, no? Sabi, diskompiado ikaw kayo, no? Okay, so that's what the painting is all about, huh? By Rembrandt. Okay. So, in the reporting, I asked the group to like compare, no, or see the connections, no, see the connections between the painting and the poem "Batter My Heart, Three-Person God" by John Donne. Okay, so if you look at page 103 of your textbook, "Batter My Heart" there, no. So three-person God here refers to the Holy Trinity, which still remains as a mystery, no. Three-person, tulong ka persona sa Ginoo, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Okay? Now, the nature of God, yun siya, maayo din ang Ginoo, no? Maayo din siya, manggiluluyon, no? Forgiving. And we can see that saglit lang. Saglit lang, sister, classic ko. Sige, later ha. So, the second line of the poem here, as yet but not, breathe, shine, and seek to men. Those are characteristics of God. No nga. Wala ka na, mutuktok lang sa itong kasing-kasing ba nga, oy, ka na, paano ka, no, na kay daotan ng binuhatan, ano lang, it's like mild, no, reminding us with the word, with the gospel, no, we are reminded that you have to be good, you have to be following the right path, no, ano ang Ginoo, manuktok lang, sabi mo mugos, okay, but the persona in the song, in the poem, wants God to batter him. Kulataha o Ginoo, sumbaga ko, no, kulataha o Ginoo, for me to realize my mistakes, that I'm really a sinner. Okay? So, you have here, no? Kuan ko, batter my heart, the third line there, that I may rise, stand, overthrow me and them. Like, kung ko kurata ko, Ginoo, para mabalik ko sa imuha. Okay? I, like an usurped town to another Jew. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So take a look at the fifth line. This is the question, huh? What figure of speech is used? I, like an usurped town to another Jew. The first one to type. What figure of speech? What figure of speech? Okay, Adina, correct, simile. Correct spelling. Yes, it is simile. All right. 1.4, Miss Dabatian. You already have 4 points here, Miss Dabatian. Okay, so if it is simile, what are the two things being compared? The comparison with simile, we are comparing two things. So what are these two things which are compared? Good for 1 point. The others have not yet participated. Okay, correct. Miss Himina. I and town. Very good. Miss Himina. Another 1 point. We have 3 points here now, Miss Himina. Okay. So, I like an usurped town. No? So, ako, pareho ko sa isa ka town. Usurp is captive. Meaning, na ay nakaka-capture ang town. Okay? I like an usurped town to another Jew. Okay? Labor to admit you, but owe to no end. Reason, your viceroy in me should defend. So, kanang reason is na, kita, all people, kitang tanan, bitagaan tag reason, no? The gift of reason, na we can distinguish right from wrong, okay? So, viceroy, may representative sa Ginoo ang atong reason, no? Our gift of kanang thinking, discerning ba, okay? And this reason is supposed to defend me, okay? Pero I am captive to sin, okay? And proves weak or untrue. Yet dearly I love you. Mahal ta kay ka Ginoo, no? And would be loved too. But I'm betrothed unto your enemy. Okay. So who is the enemy being referred to in this line? Who is the enemy? I'm betrothed, meaning ang kasal. Okay, correct. Diyan say, devil. Okay? Pero gikasal ko sa imong kontra ang yawa, ang devil. Okay? But you know what, in Bisaya na po ng yawa na ha, nga naman, when you trace feminist theories, no? Particularly in the Philippines. So yeah, 1 point na siya, Mr. Pabayo ha. Dito sa Philippines, kuan magud na, marangan na siya. Ang name nga yawa, it's a woman's name in ancient times. And then, when the Spaniards came, gitawag na din siya devil, no? So, it's a long history, pero inano na siya, warag na ay something, feminism, problem, ana. So anyway, the devil, or, kita rin mas binisaya mga tagyawa, no? So, the devil, you have sin, no? Pwede gyapon sin, okay? So, ang betrothed, meaning, gikasal ko sa devil, no? Betrothed. But ang betrothed unto your enemy. Okay. Then the next 4 lines here. Oh. Divorce me, untie, or break that knot again. Take me to you, imprison me, For I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free, nor ever chaste except you ravish me. So the last four lines, what is the dominant figure of speech? That's the question. What is the dominant figure of speech in the last four lines? Figure of speech. Dominant figure of speech. Keep answering. It's not irony. Figure of speech, huh? Figure of speech. It's not metaphor. Obviously, proverb is not a figure of speech. Metaphor is you are comparing two things. Simile, you are comparing two things, but you are using like or as. A metaphor, you are still comparing, but you are not using like or as, but there is no metaphor here. Huh? Divorce me, untie, or break that knot again. Okay, we have a correct answer. Oh, Mary Taliedo, it's paradox. Okay, paradox. Tanawa na sa tao na ito, ano, paradox, ha? Sa ito, naka-answer, Taliedo. Okay. You have 4 points already, Ms. Taliedo. So why is it paradoxical? Because, ano lang explain na. Inaniha, when you talk about paradox, at first, you think that the statements contradict. No, this may irony ba ni? However, when you think about it twice, there is truth in the statement. Muna siyang paradox, ha? For example, the Bible has so many paradoxical statements, but there is truth in it. Huh? Love your enemy. Huh? Love your enemy. Kung na commandment sa Ginoo, di ba? How can I love my enemy? You know, because of that commandment, God promises us eternal life, no? Forgiveness. Okay? That's why we have to love our enemy, or you have the line, you cannot enter, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven unless you become a little child. Ha? Mabalik na ba ko pagkabata? Should I go back to being a child for me to enter heaven? No. Di ba? Dili man. It's not literal, but you must acquire childhood characteristics for you to enter heaven. So meaning there is truth in the statement. Okay? Muna siya ang paradox. There is truth in the statement. Or you say, on his fourth birthday, he will be 16 years old. Ha? Fourth birthday, pero 16 years old siya? Sige, babe, kindly answer that. O sabi ay, what's the meaning of that statement? On his fourth birthday, he will be 16 years old. What's the meaning? On his fourth birthday, he will be 16 years old. Okay, correct. Rend. He was born on a leap year. Okay, correct. Libago, 1 point. Okay, Rend. So, ano man ha? On his fourth birthday, he will be 16 years old. 4 times 4, 16. Leap year happens every 4 years. So, diba? It seems to, the statement seems to contradict itself, but there is truth in the statement. Na tinood man. No, on his fourth birthday, technically, fourth birthday niya, pero 16 na gid siya. That's paradox, okay? So, where is that in the poem? Last 4 lines. Divorce me. Oh, diba? Divorce me, untie, or break that knot again. Take me to you, imprison me, for I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free. Ayaw ako ma-free if you will imprison me. Diba? That's contradictory. However, there is truth in the statement. Like, when we are imprisoned by God, we are free from sins. O, di ba? Very beautiful. No? Take me to you, imprison me for, di ba? Exactly, enthrall me, never shall be free. Aya ako ma-free kung prisuhon ko nimo Ginoo. No? Nor ever chaste except you ravish me. I will only be pure if you rape me. Well, how can you be pure kung i-rape ka? No? So kung sumbagon ka sa Ginoo, oy, pag mata na diha, okay, that's the time you're awakened, and then, ibalik na ka sa Ginoo. No, nga, you will say goodbye to all your sinful ways. And wala na ka, you are not with God's enemy, you're not with the devil anymore. Okay, you're imprisoned by God. And when you're imprisoned by God, you are free from all the sins in the world. Diba? Very beautiful. That's paradox. Okay? Sige. Gawas na sila sa exam, ha? So, you take note, ha? Okay, sige. So, let's continue. So, that's, no? They are similar because Return of the Prodigal Son and Battle by Heart, 3% God. They are quite similar because it's talking about man's relationship with God and how man wants to go back to God, no? Just like the Return of the Prodigal Son, the son wants to go back to his father, who represents God the Father. Okay, and here is the point: a sinner wanting to go back to God. Then page 104, which is um, Last Supper by Tintoretto. Okay, so it's an example of a mannerism art. You have overcrowding of images. There are so many characters. And, you have eerie lighting. So those are characteristics of mannerism. No? Eerie and lighting, and then overcrowding of images. And there seems to be movement. No? You try to see this woman helping in the serving of the food. Okay, and Christ here is identified because of the largest halo, no? The largest light or the brightest light in his head. Okay. We have the presence of angels, supernatural beings. So those are characteristics of mannerism art, which immediately followed after Renaissance. Okay. Um, for the mannerist artists, they thought that what is it that we have to create? Everything has been perfected by the Renaissance artists. Perfect lang talaga panghimo. What new can we offer? So what I mean, it's the new thing that they are able to offer na elongation of images, elongated ba, no? There are many examples here, page 107. Madonna with a long neck, no? So remember, in Renaissance period, they are after a proportion, di ba? Katungkuan, body ni David, no? By the way, katong David, it might not be proportionate kay the upper part niya is bigger compared to the lower part. That's because it was intended to be placed on top of a cathedral, no? So that when a person would be downstairs and looking up, it will still be balanced, no? So when Michelangelo learned about it, he intentionally made the upper part bigger, no? So that when viewed from below, it will still look proportionate, no? So ina naka-genius si Michelangelo, no? As a matter of fact, another artist David. You know, that artist abandoned the work. So they tried looking for another artist until it was Michelangelo. No? And that's what he made. No? Magnificent work. So anyway, the Renaissance artists wanted to produce artworks with proportion, balance. But here in mannerism, ano ba, ano man no? Elongated. The artists, the mannerist artists, wanted to create something new. Okay, so kanina, page 107, ha? Madonna with a long neck, we have Adoration of the Shepherds. Okay, then we have Baroque art. Okay, um, we have here Saint Teresa of Avila. Okay, so what is the congregation of Saint Teresa of Avila? That's the question. What is the congregation or order? So she was a nun. What is the order or congregation? Okay, Carmelites. Very good. Correct spelling ba niya? Did you use my glasses? Okay, Carmelites. Very good. Beyonce, another 1 point. So she was a Carmelite nun. Huh? Okay. And she was a mystic. Earlier, we learned the word mystic, nakatong mysterious, but ang mystic diri is, she could see visions of God, visions of the angels. And she wrote them in her autobiography. Okay, so it's like a diary. So she was explaining there and narrating, describing her encounter with an angel. And this angel pierced her heart with an arrow, okay, representing the love of God. So when the arrow was taken from her heart, she felt the extreme love of God. Okay, so she was a nun. And then, as described in her autobiography, it's like an ecstasy. Huh? And it's similar to a sexual experience. Na kasi autobiography, you can read about that, no? Most sensual ba, no? That's why if you take a look at page 108 of your textbook, I included there close-up shots of the face of Saint Teresa, no? So this is a sculpture, no? Made by Bernini. And at first it was a little bit controversial na why do you portray a nun to be ecstatic, just like experiencing sex? But Bernini said that he just based it on the autobiography. For us, we might not be able to understand it, but that's how priests and nuns um, could still celibate. No? They don't go into sexual relationships because they are contented with the love of God. Morning explanation. Uh, the love of God is enough for them. No? That okay lang wala sexual relationships. Okay? So siguro our insights for this is, at what point in our life have we felt the love of God? Siguro wala mang literal nga ng araw ni fear sa tuwa, no? But at what point in our life, no, has God manifested Himself and has really helped us, no? So that's really a point of reflection. That because of that, we are ecstatic ba nga. We then realize that, okay, biyaan ang sala. No? We will not sin anymore. We devote our time to God. We go to Mass. Okay. There is a realization in us, no? We are helped, no? We are very problematic, and then we think na wala hindi pag-asa, no? And then of course your last resort, no? Katong hindi sa Ginoo, no? We surrender everything to Him, no? Nabi parang novena, surrender novena. We encounter that, or we have the devotion to Saint Joseph, no? So we had his feast May 19, no? But not we say feast tomorrow, feast of Saint Joseph the Worker. It's similar na sila, no? Similar na, the same, Saint Joseph, no? So you pray to Saint Joseph that katabangan ka ba, no? Tapos, the patron of the impossible. Ngayon mo, I can attest to that. That's why the this the reason na nga wala na ko'y backlog sa inyo, ano, kay ko naka-update sa mga checking kay mid-March, um, there was this mass that was found in my abdomen, particularly near my cervix. So, I went to my OB. Grabe, scary good guys, scary good. Kanang, so, I went to my OB, and then siya nga, ato ko sa lain, specialista na din ka ng oncology. Yung oncology sa cancer, di ba, di malisa na. So, the mass was taken, and then the biopsy. And then, ang biopsy diya, you will be waiting for several weeks. Wala ang dito, surrender, hindi ko surrender, sige mo, wala, ang ko ka ng, na. So, nga, I got the result, April, wala nga, last week ba siguro ito? That's why, dagko kung backlog yun, I'm so sorry for this, inahila. Kaya, wala dito ka concentrate, no, when you are feeling something, wala nga dito, pero the anticipation and the anxiety is there. Grabe, well, it can consume you, no? But because of prayer, no, so salamat sa Ginoo, it's benign. No? So, hindi marag ka, hallelujah. Salamat sa Ginoo. So, ina na ba, at a certain point in our life, we can feel that, no? It may not be physically, or your family might be experiencing some financial problems, na, pero wala na kayo aduan ba? You have nowhere to go to. No, you just pray, lang, salig sa Ginoo. Yung anak, no? So, siya. But now I'm trying my best. No, I can keep up with the checking, especially that the deadline of your grade is May 18. Huh? So I will really submit your grade on time and give you feedback on time. Huh? Sige, so muna siya ba in relation to ecstasy of Saint Teresa. Yeah, she felt the extreme love of God through the arrow that is pierced into her heart. Yeah. You can read more about it in her autobiography. And we can relate to this now that now we have felt the love of God at a certain point in our lives. Okay, so that's our reflection or insights. Okay, so page 111, Spolarium. Okay. Of course, you have Rococo, no? Prior to Romanticism, Rococo, you learn about this in the architectural designs, but when applied to painting, paano siya kanang life kay ang mood, no? And usually, it's portraying to us the life of the aristocrats, mga nobility, nga wala, pa-relax-relax lang, no? So in this painting titled The Swing, the woman is wearing like a peach gown or somewhat pink, and that's one signature color for Rococo. So one best example of architectural design using Rococo is the Pearlmont Hotel. When you pass by Pearlmont Hotel, no, in Cagayan de Oro, before going to Limpatay, you will see that, no? Kanyang facade, no, pinkish, no, peach, something like that, and that's very Rococo. Okay, so light-hearted mood. So in the painting, The Swing, ang funny thing ani is there's a man pushing a girl, no, in the swing. Okay, parang swing siya ba? But there is another man below who is looking up to see, is waiting for the underwear of the girl to be exposed. So, mas naniliit ba? Voyeurism or peeping Tom. Ang mga story in the swing. Okay? So, parang siya light lang ang mga atmosphere of the aristocrats.